And we're up. Don't know what the signal is going to be like today, what the internet's going to be like, but we're up. Bring you up over here on the other phone. We've got a, this seemed to go a lot faster than I thought, so usually it's 2 weeks at least from China. So I got you up here, that way I can read comments. By the way, the 262 does run. I'm not going to run it right this second, but it definitely does run. So let's pull this apart, see what we got. Yeah, it's steamy, William. I actually went out and did some cutting this morning. Went to my buddy Joe's house, and he's got, so figured I'd go there and see what we could get done early. I was there early because I had to drop off the wife and kids at the airport. So I'm hanging out by myself. AC's getting, yeah, well, it's just, it's been getting a workout at my place for weeks. The AC just isn't keeping up. It's pretty simple. However you want to look, it's falling further and further behind. Beautiful here, 73, nice. That's good. I'm happy for you. For those people that don't know, we'll get right to it. I have 3 394s for sale right now. And if anybody needs any parts, I actually have 3 more coming. I won an eBay auction. I'm going to part them out, I think. So, remember those 372 chain brake covers? And I think these are 288 covers. Either 272 or 288 covers, I forget. Hey, Larry. Yeah, it's right around 100 here, and basically the AC doesn't have any hope because it didn't get cool last night. It was upper 70s last night. It just didn't cool off. So whatever, things happen. So I ordered. I mean, this stuff is heavy. I ordered a pile of stuff from Farmertech here. 394 case gaskets. There's nothing wrong with these. So I ordered those. You know, some of these aftermarket parts are completely fine, others not. So you got to be careful as to what you buy. But case gaskets, I've used them with great success, so that's okay to buy. These 394, these are muffler supports, which I needed for my nice 394 that I put together, that I scavenged parts off of for something else. For I think for Jim's 394 that Jim ended up not taking. Yeah, it's got to be close to 100 here. Steve, how are you? How are you? We are hanging in here. So I actually need one of these supports out right now because we'll work on that. How much on the 394s? Two of them are 700 a piece. The one I was making for Jim, so the latest one is 600 plus shipping. .288 exhaust. It says gasket, but it's not a gasket. These are 288 exhaust brackets. Again, you know, nothing wrong with having this as an aftermarket part. You know, who cares? Having a cold beer, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. 372. What are these? Bar plates, I think. 372 bar plates. I don't have an issue with these. The only issue you might have is you got to check the location of the oiler and make sure it's in the right spot, you know. Larry, you think it's going to be cold this winter, huh? Jesse, you thinking about picking up another 394? Well, Jesse, like I said, I've got three of them. So the one that I did for the one most recent, 600 plus shipping. Only thing I did open up the ports a little bit. The only thing I didn't do was mess with the transfers, but it still runs really good. And it's got a one of my coveted WJ39 carburetors on it. I was trying to put a regular old WJ71. I cannot find them. The only place that has them would be SLE Equipment, and if they actually can get them, and it's $117 for the carburetor. So this is actually a 288 carburetor. I figured I'd pick one up just for the heck of it because they're really inexpensive. But I'm kind of curious to see, can I swap the throttle shafts on this 288 carburetor and have it work on a 394? Just something that interesting that my brain was playing with. And one thing I don't have didn't have rather what's your opinion on the 044? Has a lot. Let's go through the shop. So I have choice there. Yeah, you know, if you're in steel country, that does tend to be the saw of choice for a lot of people. What did I find with the 261? Nothing. It just needed tuned, I think. Yeah, it runs. Your wife will kill you if you buy another saw this year. Might be worth it, Jesse. Gonna make some chains. I don't know. Actually, I'd start the 261 right now, but it's friggin' hot. You know, I'd have to air out the basement with 98-degree weather. It just no. So maybe I'll go start it later. I still need that exhaust bracket spacer, whatever you want to call it. There's an exhaust spacer which I just ordered from Nate at Outdoor Performance. At Performance Outdoor. Performance Outdoor Equipment, Newcomerstown, Ohio. Nate is always good to talk to. If you need chain or parts of pretty much any kind, especially for steel stuff, Nate is really darn handy to talk to. Just buy it, leave it at your buddy's house, wait a while. So yeah, that one's got, what does that have? It's got a really nice cylinder head. I actually got it from Dustin. Paid $100 for that, just the cylinder head alone. It's got a brand new ignition coil. I'm pretty sure it's a Meteor piston. I'm pretty sure I decked the head, or decked the crankcase rather. So the crankcase has been decked for optimal squish. It's got nice compression, 175, 180, I think. It's right now it's got a full wrap handle on it, but I can convert that to half wrap if you want, whatever. It's got an aftermarket clutch cover, but OEM guts, so, and an OEM flag too, which is stronger than the aftermarket ones. Gonna buy the clothes and shoes. Jesse, yeah, I know. Chain breaker instructions. I guess it's actually the chain brake box. I think that's for 288, but I'm not sure. I just buy some of this random plastic stuff. Like, okay. Fuel filters. I don't like running out of those. Here's another thing that I don't like running out of. 372 intake bolts. These are friggin' expensive, and I just don't see the point in buying the original ones. These are fine. Nikki's here. Wonderful. How's the weather over there, Nikki? It's friggin' hot here. So I'm going to take all this out here and then hold it back, basically. Well, things like chip deflectors. Do you really need to have an $8 chip deflector? I don't think so. I think these are for $3.94. I think you can use them for $2.88 also. So, one in here. Put this over here. I think these are $3.94 drums. And then a $3.94 clutch. I usually use the highway ones, so I want to see if this works okay. Who knows? Yeah, this is the chain breakers. The one thing I didn't have, I got a nice spinner. I have a brand new Oregon spinner over there, but I don't have a breaker, and this was not that expensive to pick up. If you figure in shipping, maybe 40 bucks. You know, it wasn't too bad. Hey, Arbor. Matt, do you use a Huztl with throttle cable brackets out of aluminum? Yes, I do. And they make sense to me, Steve. Yeah. I don't really have a project to do with this thing yet, so rather than break it out and try to use it, I'm just going to put it away. Right over here with my spinner. But that will be a project to set that up someday. I did not get a kit. We're just getting random parts. I want to see if there's any difference here than one or the other. They do look Adders don't care. Okay. I'll post a pic of my workbench of shame. Nikki, I got it running. The 262 is running. I just don't want to start it right now because it's awful hot down here in the basement. So, yeah, I will absolutely get that running for you guys to see. Just not right now. Right now, I need a muffler bracket on this particular saw. I just need to figure out which bolts to use. With this. Use a couple of flange bolts, I think. M5 flange. Gotta go in smooth, and it does. This one just needs a top cover, and it'll be ready to rock. I think I've got a brand new top cover coming from SLE equipment, so that'll really top off this saw. Make it nice. Let's play around with that carburetor a little bit, because I am awful curious. I need a parts carburetor. I'm pretty sure I have one. This one. There was this one. I think there was another one. Oogly. Just wondering, like, how much of this would actually fit. The 395 Huztl muffler. Yeah, in general, robbing parts off my, no, not robbing, Larry, hang on a second. Hang on a second. No, Larry, not robbing saw off your parts off your saw. This is yours. As you note, it's in perfect shape. Ta-da! Okay, so on these, is the impulse hole in the same spot? It looks like it is. So this is a WJ39. This is a WJ39, which needs rescuing, I guess. I'm just wondering if I could make a hybrid carburetor here. What gets me is the pump piston fly costs 3 times in the aftermarket Huztl. Get it? The aftermarket flywheel still runs strong. You just did this with a 288 carburetor. You converted it. I'm just thinking, like, the 288 carburetors. This is from Farmer Tech, from Huztl. I'm just wondering if I can use this to turn it into a WJ39. No, not quite. Why? I don't see anything wrong with this. With doing the only thing that might be an issue is the idle screw. It looks like I would need to drill and tap for the idle screw. The jet screws are butter. Okay. Well, yeah, it actually looks like if I swap the throttle shaft, just the shafts, and move the idle screw, it should work. $22. 22. 20. 21. So it looks like this here is slightly bigger. 21 versus, so 1 millimeter tighter on the 288 carburetors. Tighten one up, closed it, snapped it off in the opening. Very tight springs too. Yeah, totally. Yeah, obviously that would mess up that carburetor completely. I think I'm going to try it though. This is cheap enough that I think it's worth it. It looks like everything should be interchangeable, really. The screws even look darn close to identical. What I should do is throw this in the ultrasonic and let it percolate. Here's an OEM 288 Tillotson 228. Wait a minute. I just got an email about something getting delivered, which means the mail might have come, which means we have another unboxing to do. Which means I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and get the mail. Check this out. Got another box. Which also means, the fact that that came so quickly, these are 288 bands. Yes, or 262 bands. 262 bands. And I was right. Yes, I was right. Yes. Oh. Guy's gonna say, Maddie, how do you pull this off? Well, okay. Let me go throw this in the ultrasonic while we're fiddling around with this other stuff. Be right back. This that I just got from CCC. Is this CCC or is this is Bryce? eBay from CCP, Custom Chainsaw Parts. So from Custom Chainsaw Parts from Bryce. Even marked CCP on the top. Anyway, this is a WJ39 carburetor. You cannot get these. This is for a 394. For all intents and purposes, these are not available. This was advertised on eBay as a 395 carburetor. It is not a 395 carburetor. The reason that I was able to pick this up, they wanted $50 for this, so I gave them $50 for it. So yeah, so the reason I was able to pick it up was because it said 395 carburetor, and nobody else found this. Must have been nobody else found this or saw it. But I noticed the picture did not have a little nipple coming off the top. So this is a 394 carburetor. And as a bonus, this black piece here is included. How's that? So this needs a kit, obviously, but that's not a big deal. So, while we're waiting for that other carburetor, yeah, no kidding, I got lucky. You know what I missed? During, we all miss stuff, it happens, but during my time in unemployment, being unemployed, there was a new in-box WJ39 that was actually on eBay, and it was not that expensive, and I did not buy it. I feel real bad that I didn't buy it. What are you going to do? You can't, I was really watching the money at that time. And now I'm not. But, let me save that. I'll save it. Why not? Okay. Let's do 262 clutch cover. Chili Expat family, what's going on? Come on, Jim. Welcome to the hangout. Where's the knee? Here it is. I have little special spots that I keep stuff, Nobody will ever find it. Okay. Brand new brake band. Now, if I can convince Jesse to buy this one too, we'd be all set. Dan Price, what's going on? We've done 2 unboxings in one day. So I'd say that's significant, I think these are bent back too far, so let's bend them a little further forward. Give this a little more pep in your step here. Good. Right, now where is that pin? Here's the pin. in here. Nice and easy. Now here's hoping that this does not... It goes in, but not too easy. Okay, good. Right, now we need the chain brake. Now this part goes in here, but there's no clip. Well, that's not good. And it's missing some other stuff. All right. Kind of hoping that goes that way. So this goes on here. Yeah, that'll go. Tap that one in. Tap this one in, if you can. And then put your screw in, which is in here. So, let's find a screw. It's just an M4. Nothing super special. What was in the boxes? Farmer Tech stuff, and the coolest thing I got today is this 394 carburetor, which is a WJ39, and the only reason that it's super special is that you essentially cannot find them online, and I got insanely lucky. Oh, no wonder that didn't go. Great. Forgot that piece. Why is it not going? That's why. Man. Chain brake should be the same, yeah. Well, that was sufficiently stupid. So, great. To remind me, don't do that again. There we go. I forgot a few parts before I tried to click it. Again, that was not smart. My apologies. Now I can put this back. Oh, you know, there's another little thing that I'm missing. This plastic. Close enough. Okay. Now we need this piece in here, but I don't have the E-clip on there, and this piece is kind of shot anyway, and I don't know what that is, so I'm going to throw that out and get another one. I know I have more. Need to find them. Where did... No. this part. Of course, these E-clips tend to end up somewhere else. Click. Perfect. I don't think it really matters which way it goes. Okay, now again, there's a tiny space between there and here, and I think that's where the spring goes, so we're looking for that. Just tap in the two halves. Again, M4 screw here. Hidden anvil, yeah. Just my vise. There's a vise under here holding up this table. The table's literally held up by a vise. Let's see if it clicks. Yep. Clicks. Now we got a brand new fresh band, and we're ready to go here. Perfection it is not, but it's a clutch cover. That does work. And like somebody pointed out, I'm missing an AV bolt over here. So let's do that. Who pointed that? Was that Larry? Probably Larry. Vacation? My wife and kids are on vacation. There you go. They're at the in-laws right now. They just landed not too long ago. So I assume they're having fun. And I'm here. So it's very possible my father-in-law is actually watching. But who knows? I never know. Right, I need to do the spacer that's in there, which I'm not going to get until probably end of next week. And then I think this thing is basically complete. We'll get it tested and ready to rock. Huh? Hey, Craig. Yeah, we're all basically battling the heat, and it's really quite warm. It's muggy down here in the basement. I was just doing some unboxings, so Craig will appreciate this. So, Craig, this is a WJ39 carburetor that I just picked up on eBay, and you'll notice that the WJ39s basically never come up on eBay, and if they do, they're snatched up in a hurry. The reason it was left there on eBay for a bit was because it was advertised as a 395 carburetor, not as a 394 carburetor or WJ39. Oh, $50. But my question right now, my real question is, can I convert a 288 carburetor into a 394 carburetor? So I'm actually cleaning off a parts carb to see if we can do the conversion. Well, I'll tell you what. Now after sticking this in the in the ultrasonic, just for a few minutes, that's like a whole lot better. The internals are kind of crusty here, but have a cold beer, relax. I know. I got a soda here. That's nice. Hang on, guys. So I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking, can I interchange parts? What will exchange? That's a Tillotson 288, not a Walbro. So the Chinese 288 carb looks like a Walbro. Basically looks like a WJ series. It's really quite close here. Junkyard. These screwdrivers? This is my seal pulling one right now. You know what I'd like to find more of? Those. Actually, this is Stanley 1016 USA. What if I can eBay it? I haven't even tried. I should. I'd love to pick up a bunch more of those. It just has the right feel for tuning. I'm thinking about taking the carburetor and clamping it in the Bridgeport so I can drill that. Who thinks I should play with this? I think I should play with this. So let's say you wanted a 394 carburetor, but the one that you have is all gummed up. Can we do this? Throttle shaft, gonna pull the butterfly. E-clip. And looks like there's a plastic washer on here too. Looks like there's a couple plastic washers on here. Okay. That's the 288 throttle shaft. So let's pull out the 394 throttle shaft. All gummed. The odds of me being able to reuse this are going to be low. E-clip. There's the butterfly. Does not appear to be a washer on that side. There does appear to be a washer on this side. Okay. £18.6 of unboxing. Is that what it said? The I think the thing that weighed the most was certainly the breaker, the chain breaker. Okay. So I need to reuse the 394 throttle shaft. At least. Looks like the spring is going to be slightly different. But that certainly could fit. Butterflies are indeed different enough that the 394 butterfly will not fit. Therefore, I've got to try the 288 butterfly, the Chinese butterfly in here. Of course, I should have made sure they're the same thickness. Chinese butterfly is slightly thinner, so we should not have a problem. In that respect. Just got to rotate the butterfly into the right position. It should snap, more or less. Into the right place. It's close. It does not look like it's optimally positioned. It does look close. So let's put that in there. So let's put on these washers over here, like they had, and put the E-clip on, and then hopefully we can take some of the guesswork out of this. Toolbox was not cooperating. Call it user error. Let's click in this E-clip. I'm going to say that the E-clip is leaving something to be desired for exactness. It'd be nice to be able to rotate this and so. There. Oh. Maybe I used the wrong E-clip. That's interesting. When I move this slightly, it just goes right off of kilter. Sorry guys, I'm not looking at comments right this second. Right, this is not the 288 throttle shaft. I need to use the 394 screw. Cool. Okay. So good on that. But I need this E-clip to be a wee bit tighter. I think this would be able to snap into the right spot, but this part of the throttle here is really in the way. I could get a tiny file in there and just get that out of the way. So this is a 288 carburetor with a 394 throttle shaft and a 288 butterfly. How's that for interesting? Oh, James is here. Good. I've ever seen done before. So I'm taking a Chinese 288 carburetor and seeing if I can convert it into something that'll run 394. Need my Nicholson files. Something super flat. Get in there. Not thin. Ooh, that's right. Like right there. I'm just going to tighten it. Because I can see where that's supposed to close, and that's just right on. fiddle with it more, but you guys know me. If I had a dental high speed here, we'd be done. Done. But I don't. Let's see, we put the choke lever on. No difference in jet sizes? I don't know. Not worried about the jets. I'm most worried about just simply switching over the throttle shafts. The openings are about the same. On the 288 carburetor here, it's a little smaller, 20 millimeters versus 21. But, if you really felt like drilling it out, you could probably. I'm just trying to get something that's a reasonable replacement for a 394 carburetor, which are essentially not available, I mean, I can find stuff, but, not everybody's me. And there's a ball detent here, which will go flying if you're not careful. Come on. Got it. And let's see if they're any different. They look about the same. These might be the same. Yeah, and by the way, they have finally come out with a 394 395 carburetor aftermarket, which I didn't pick up. I just wanted to try this, you know, because I'm kind of crazy like that. Oh. Oh. It's a small ball bearing. Mm. Oh, oh, I got it. And the spring's still in there. Woo! Okay. Matt, don't do that again. The temperature in here just went up 5 degrees. Holy smokes. Okay. Same deal here. Gotta watch out for that ball disappearing, because it tends to do that. Yeah, okay, good. See, I think I had this figured last time. I just don't remember what the heck I did. I remember pulling one of these apart. Not a 288 carb, but the 394 carb with this spring configuration. I just don't remember how I got this hooked up. get the spring sprung first. So it grabs onto the black piece, and then this piece, yeah, that'll do. .394 shaft, so if we can, we use the original screw. Tighten all this up in a minute. This was the right butterfly. Let's pull the butterfly off and make sure the shaft actually is working properly. I need to flip that over. Am I going to try it out? Probably not. That's not immediately. I think I put this on. I put this part on backwards or something. 394 screw again. Great, that's flipped around. Okay, so that's correct there. That's to pull it clunk, but this should go click over there, which it doesn't. Pull the butterfly back off. There. Click. Right. So that should be clicked into the high idle position. Spring is grabbed. Yeah, now we can put the butterfly on. Yes. Perfect. Okay. So then the next thing to do, as far as I can tell, actually I don't know. Well, this thing certainly looks like it's too high. Maybe I didn't have it wrong. For this, I'm going to put a little drop of Loctite on here. Hey, Mega. Right now, I'm literally just hanging out and doing something silly. Yeah, Georgie, I hear you with the Loctite. Okay. Now I just need to get the spring back in the right spot. Or in a spot. Aha. So this spring that's here does not want to play ball. So I need a spot for that spring to hang out. So let's do that. Yep, as soon as you move it just the wrong direction, it decides that it wants to play ball. So let's see if I can put a small indent there. Somewhere it'll grab. Just a little slice here. Now it doesn't want to move. Simple. So the only other thing to do on this carburetor is to put an idle screw on it. This idle screw specifically. And there's already a hole here drilled for an idle screw, but it's not in the right spot. May not even be the right thread either. And this is like $10 for that darn thing, so don't throw this stuff out. Hey, Brandon. Battery power low, yeah, I know. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this in time. There we go. The 3D stuff, Chris McCuskey. What was in the box? Farmer Tech stuff. Just nothing super exciting there. I did get a chain breaker, which I don't have. So I got a Farmer Tech chain breaker. Eventually we'll try that out and see if that's any good. But I got a bunch of little stuff for like 288s and 394s in that box. But the other box that I actually got 262 brake bands and a 394 carburetor, which, in my humble opinion, is downright awesome. So I need to figure out, basically the last thing on this carburetor to do is to figure out what thread size this is and how to get it drilled out appropriately. And once I have it, I'll put this in the Bridgeport and drill it. Drill it, tap it. One question. 372, a big bore kit or standard bore kit? Tim, I like the 50 millimeter kits. I think that the OEM kits, I think they run really well for 372s. If you want to go big bore with the OEM big bore kit, that's great. The thing is, if you cook a piston, it's like $80 for just the piston. So, and there's really no aftermarket option, with the exception now. I saw Definitive Dave is selling, I think they're Wiseco race pistons, which is like $145 a shot. So I don't know. I still like the 50 millimeter kit for a 372. I think they can run really well. Hey, Callum. Just so everybody knows, Callum is two-stroke. So anyway, actually, let's that. Yeah, I like the 262 or the 50 millimeter kit for the 372 rather. Is this M4? Sure, looks like it. Yeah, okay, so I got to drill and tap for M4 here. Alright, so on the old carburetor here, the ball, if you can get it, the spring are worth something. They're not cheap. Yeah, somebody wanted to see, I think it was Craig wanted to see the high and low screws and see if they're the same. So let's do that. rusty. That's the low screw. Let's pull the low screw out of the Chinese one and see if it's any. So this is a 394 carburetor. This is a 288 carburetor, theoretically. Do they look the same? No, they are different. Different length. So I'm just going to put this back before I get it screwed up with anything. So this is a 394 parts carburetor that I'm just going to put those parts into. Right on here, parts only. Put that in permanent hiding. What about positions of piston and cylinder 51mm kits? That I don't know, Georgie. In all positions, piston, closed windows of intake and outlet. That I don't know. Almost finished rebuilding 044. The cases, new cases. YouTube messed up my main channel, so I haven't bothered to film anything. My stroke P3. Sorry, two-stroke. So I know that Rattler is almost done with my 288 head. So as soon as it gets a little cooler, I think he's going to finish that up and have that on back to me, which is going to be sweet. This I got to bring down to the folks and see if we can get that figured. This is just a regular old WJ39, so that goes into my parts pile. So we're definitely moving along here. Not sure I have a whole lot else for you guys today. Not sure I really feel like doing anything but going back upstairs and laying down, you know? Georgia says carburetor seals from Huztl do not fit a 372. What a carburetor seal? You mean the boot, Georgie? Oh, Chris shut up. Hey Matt, the box of 10 sodas you appreciate it, Chris. Thanks. Sorry guys, I have not been good with the old comments here. What I need to do is go back, lay down, watch a movie. No, the membrane does not fit. The membrane. You mean inside the carburetor? Because it's a different carburetor, Georgie. It's a RWJ4 versus the oh, Ken sent me a screwdriver link. That's awesome. Yeah, the diaphragm. Yeah, the diaphragm it's not going to fit because it's a completely different carburetor. It's an RWJ4 on the X-Torx, and it's an HD12B on the or HD12 or HD6, whatever, on the original the OE units. So yeah, they what can you use in an RWJ4? You could probably use the same stuff that you use on a 394, 395, I think. I think it's the same diaphragm. It's got nothing to do with them being Chinese or not, or aftermarket. It's a completely different carburetor. Sorry. Anyway, Santa 1. What's the difference between the 372 XP and the extra torque? Well, they're similar models of saw. The X Torque is the updated model to comply with EPA regulations. So it's a similar chassis and some similar components. Some are exactly the same. Let's say a muffler is the same, but the cylinder head and piston are completely different. The intake boot is different. The carburetor is different. The air horn is different. The top handle is different. The chain brake is different. The top cover is different. What else? I think everything else is the same. So, yeah, the windows in the cylinder, it's a strato design, so it's a very different design for the piston cylinder. You have three, but don't know which one. Okay, so the easiest way to tell, the newer ones, which are X Torques, have a decompression button on the top. The original ones have it on the side. That's one easy way to tell. The other way to tell is if you have a saw that's newer than 2010, it's probably the X Torque. If it's older than 2010, then it's probably the original model. Does that help? Easy way to figure it out is start taking it apart. That's what I do. I look at something and I'm like, shoot, got to take that apart. You know? Yeah, X Torque has a decomp on. It's slightly off center, but it's basically on the top. Can you use a 272 cylinder on 372? No. It would be very difficult. You would need to completely. Well, they're both 50 millimeter. Yes, the original edition 372 and the X Torque are both 50 millimeter, but again, completely different heads and pistons. Almost clean here. Clean. Stepping on stuff. No such thing as clean around here. Freeing up some of my parts things though. Okay, I'm getting 394, 395 parts saws. If anybody wants parts, if they have, I'm going to part them out. So if anybody's interested in parts, let me know. I have three 394s right now for sale. One of them's theoretically Larry's, but if somebody pays me more than he'll pay me, then, you know. What else? Somebody been watching a bolt-to-bolt 500i. Not from me. No. I have no interest, Georgie. None. Zip, zilch, zero. We could just find my 5mm key handle. Be happy. Got here somewhere, I guess. Oh. Great. Was looking for that the other day. How much for a full saw? What do you want, Brandon? Let's put it like this. I can get a whole lot more money if I part things out. So I'm pretty much definitely going to part things out. Yeah, I like the saws that I'm working on now. I don't really have any need to do any others. Certainly not the newer stuff. Yeah, Brandon, I'm selling whole saws, but you can get a whole lot more money if you sell individual parts. It's just kind of a pain to sell individual parts. And I haven't been good at selling stuff lately. I'm hugely behind with selling stuff. I've got all kinds of money out and it hasn't come back. So I'm really behind on that. So it's kind of time for me to part some stuff out and sell some parts. Catch up on the money. What else? Anything else, guys? Questions, comments? Is one supposedly better? Um, the original edition is certainly more modifiable. Well, Brandon. Let's put it this way. Probably any of the saws that I'm getting, you'd be better off buying a whole saw off of me than using them as a part saw. You better be better off financially. Anyway, so yeah, so the original 372, I think is much more easily modifiable than the X Torque. Um, it's just a much more straightforward saw, and you can convert them, one way or another. But it's an awful lot of work. So if you start with an original edition 372, well, Brandon, you got to watch eBay. Watch eBay for projects. People are selling projects on there all the time, but they go for pretty big money. You have to watch out for that. No intervention. No. I'm good. Really. I can stop anytime I want. So Mega, yeah, if you make more money quicker parting out, then that's the way to go. Well, it may not be quicker. That's the thing about parting things out is it certainly may not be quicker to do that. Don't need an intervention, I swear. So I guess we'll call it a day. Had fun hanging out with you guys. Time for me to go start working on dinner, even though I'm basically a bachelor for the evening, or the next 2 weeks actually. Gotta go figure out what my wife and kids are doing. And Junkyard, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. Mega, Ken, Brandon, James, everybody, appreciate you hanging around. I don't know who's still here and hung around for me all this time, but Craig hung around. That's incredible. That's wonderful. Nikki, Tim, everybody, have a great night. Be safe, stay cool, all that stuff. If I come up with something interesting, I will certainly let you guys know. Okay? Take care, everybody. Have a good one.